It's time for Dr. Laura. I swear she's not gonna bore ya. For sexy advice, you don't have to think twice. Just say you're asking for a friend.
The holidays and queerness. For many queer people, the holidays can be a challenging time. Maybe you have an amazing relationship with your family. Maybe you have a chosen family. And so getting together with people isn't the challenge. If it is, it might be that you or they have chosen to create boundaries that mean you won't be spending time together during any of the holiday season. For other people, it means that they will be spending time, but it will raise difficult, painful, or divisive issues. Remember that your personal self-care is the most important thing. It's okay for people to not be happy with the boundaries you need to set. It's okay for you to have a hard time with that as well. It's easy to say that we don't care, but when your mom gives you a look of sadness that you won't sit next to your cousin anymore because they always call you by the wrong name, they often make comments about you not finding the right gender partner, it can be hard. These are the people you grew up with. And so remember to pace yourself, accept the difficult feelings as well as the positive ones. But for the next part of our video, I want to talk about something that's similar but slightly different: religion and queerness. I've always been someone who has a strong connection to the spiritual. I feel it. It's something that's very tangible in my life. And often my spiritual journey has kind of contradicted the things that I was being taught, but it was so strong and so clear that I would continue to follow it. When I was in high school and even younger, I really did not like being queer because I knew that it meant I wouldn't fit into the religious groups that I was currently a part of. There were so many aspects of spirituality and even religious community that I needed, that I embraced. But as I started to come to terms with who I was, I realized that this was going to get harder and harder. I felt let down by religion. Religion wasn't there for me when I was in an abusive marriage. Religion didn't really help me out when I needed support. And so I left religion. I felt frustrated and disappointed with it. And honestly, those were the hardest years of my life with the holidays. But a few years ago, I started to realize that as much as I loved some of the more open and eclectic spiritual traditions, I needed something that allowed more fellowship. I really need that sense of community and those resources again. And so now I've been on this journey of making peace with that. How do I build the bridge between my faith, who I am unapologetically, and the very shaky bridge that is religion? For many people, that struggle will continue. I've met so many queer people who say they love their faith, but they're so hurt by their religion. And many of them don't think that there's any group in their religion that embraces queer people. Whether you're Jewish, Muslim, Sikh, Hindu, Buddhist, it can often feel like you're the only queer person and that there are plenty of loud voices that will love to tell you that this is not the place for you unless you change who you are. And I have come to a point where I simply refuse to accept that. And I think that's something that a lot of people are on a journey with. This holiday season, I invite you to be fully present in your queerness because it is a gift from God, if that is something you believe in. Finding those communities can be incredibly challenging, but if it's something you still long for, it's worth exploring and fighting to find. And if you are part of one of those communities, why don't you drop in the comments some of the resources that have helped you and encouraged you. On a last note, this is our final video for Asking for a Friend. We're now going to be moving on to a podcast. So I hope to see more of you there. Let us know some of the topics you'd like us to explore and if there are any guests, maybe even yourself, that we should be interviewing. Have a wonderful holiday season and New Year. I'll see you in 2020. We're just asking for a friend. Cheers, queers.
Like this video? Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Yeah, that one there. to get more Asking for a Friend each and every month. Email your queer sex questions anonymously to info@spectrumsouth.com. And don't worry, we know you're just asking for a friend. Cheers, queers!